Gaming, we are. Hello, fam. How you doing? Whoa. All right, let's do that. All right, cool. I just upgraded to Windows 11 like yesterday, the day before. So I had to mess with my mixer a little bit. I hope everything sounds okay. If things don't sound okay, please let me know and I can look into that. Just make sure I've got everything good. I think we're good. Yeah, upload's good. Oh, download's good. I just want to move this over here real quick. Make sure Steam has been surprising me with random downloads at times that I'm not ready for it. Just wanted to make sure that wasn't happening, but it looks like we're good. So, I thought I could go a little higher than that. Okay. Anyway. All right, here we are. If you're coming from YouTube, hello, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. There are two changes to the list as of the last time I played. My last stream was not able to go up to YouTube because I did sort of an impromptu co-stream with our friend Harain. And I don't have my audio set up to uh um his audio from the Discord call wasn't there, so it just kind of sounds like me talking to nobody. It doesn't really work out that well. I'm gonna make sure that I have that all set up to go if that happens again. So won't have to miss an upload for a technical issue like that. Importantly, there are a couple changes to this list from the last one I was playing. There was one ghost vacuum in the board that I switched out for a surgical extraction because I think I realized that I feel like surgical extraction is kind of better against both oops and 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 reanimator because neither are very good against oops, but reanimator, I think it's actually a little bit important to have a good split of cards that need to be in play versus need to be in your hand so that you can, because I think it's easier to beat Thoughtseize generally than it is to beat Brazen Borrower into Entomb. So I just wanted more cards that stay in my hand. The bigger change is that I have cut Thalia for White Orchid Phantom again. This is something that I did at some point earlier this year, I think. Maybe it was the end of last year. I don't remember the exact timeline, uh, but anyway, I think I just kind of realized that, yeah, once again, they have kind of similar effects in various matchups. They're mostly bad against the same stuff, except White Orchid Phantom is a house against lands where Thalia doesn't really do anything. And the matchups you lose the most value with generally aren't that popular. You do lose some value against oops, but again, my list isn't really trying to respect oops all that much. And White Orchid Phantom as a guaranteed 2-mana stone rain that attacks isn't nothing either. But it's much better against lands, much better against Mystic Forge if I need to handle that. It does a better job of blocking in some respects. Just because it's a flyer and because you don't have to worry about it dying to Orcish Bowmasters, things like that. So I cut Thalia, 3 Thalias for 3 White Orchid Phantoms. I also have a list very similar to this one that I have prepped for my trip to New York this weekend for the 90s MTG Legacy Open. The only real difference, um, the only real difference between this list and the one that I'm taking is currently I don't have any main deck Containment Priest just because I don't think I need to gear that heavily for Reanimator or other graveyard decks. I might slip one into there. I'm not totally sure yet, but the sideboard right now is the same. Um, so I think like in the list that I just updated my sideboard guide, if you want to type exclamation point SB guide to get a link to it, I believe these two Containment Priests are the fourth White Orchid Phantom and a second pre-war formal wear. So added two Phantom, random with a garbage to list. Yeah. Yeah, White Orchid Phantom is so good. Oh, I gotta update that message. Hold up. Let me update that real quick with new dates. Last updated 7/10. There we go. Fixed it. But yes, White Orchid Phantom. I feel like the lands matchup tends to be pretty close when you don't have White Orchid Phantom or Wrath of the Skies. And then it's just a complete blowout if you draw like either of these two cards. So I like just having a good density. I expect a lot of lands when I play in New York this weekend in particular, which is why one reason that I kind of identified that switch. But yeah, even against like Mystic Forge, I've won a surprising number of games off of just Stone Raining every turn. So, you know, I don't have as many Flicker Wisps as I did in previous lists, but you know, White Orchid Phantom, their Planar Nexus into Flicker White Orchid hit their Urza's Tower, whatever, has been really good. Will we ever make you an Overlord believer? Probably not, but we'll see. Yes, I will be playing it soon. I'm not sure if it'll work, but we're going to try it. I am going to play the list Adam top 8 of the showcase with next week. I would play it Sunday, but I'm going to be in New York. And I would play it today, but I want to play this list that I'm playing in New York. So it'll be a week from today that I'm doing that. Polluted Delta Pass, huh? Do I just jam this Cabal Therapy out there? I think I will. It just resolves. Yeah. Oh, if I was just playing tempo. Okay. I could live with that. Tempo with the red splash for, it's usually, I think, Molten Collapse, maybe something else. The red splash, I don't remember if it even plays any basics. So White Orchid Phantom might be really good here. Okay, I'm just gonna hold up mana. Two basics still with the red splash. Wild, okay. I probably should have. Maybe I was supposed to vial, put one of these Bowmasters into play while they were tapped out. Or not. If they're passing priority, do I just cast the second one? Yeah, I'm just gonna kill you. All right, sick. All right, let's just bring in some removal. Cut the Cabal therapies, cut the Lauren, and then what is my last cut? Oh, definitely cutting a Containment Priest. Although notably, right now, Containment Priest is bugged and does stop Kaito Ninjutsu. Uh-oh. This hand doesn't work. This hand works a bit better. Put the Solitude back. Thoughtseize resolves. I imagine they take either the Plow or the Bowmasters. Thoughtseize. No, what a Thoughtseize bug. Well, I'm either taking Baragoi for Tamio, and I'm pretty sure I'm taking the Tamio because they can cast it. Yeah. I'm just going to play this now. Nice. I think I'm just gonna sit back here. Not really pressured into doing anything in particular. I'm not that excited about casting this White Orchid Phantom when I know that they have two basics in their deck, so it's more valuable as the pitch card for my Solitude if I need that. Um, if they are, if we're just still moving, I'm not going to bother fetching here. Okay, that's also really nice to have. If we just keep taking draw steps, that favors me, so. Is it Barrogoyf time? Or are they just waiting while they try to find... Huh. Well, I can't risk that being a Kaito, so... Excuse me. Like, is it Barrogoyf time, or are they going to try to find some protection for it first, or what? Okay. Yeah, you got it. Is a little bit of incentive to White Orchid the bad land, so take them off a red mana. Would have been funny to do that last turn. That's true. Maybe we were still supposed to just White Orchid. Oh, all right. Deal. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to try to not use any removal on this Nethergoyf until I've dealt with the Barrowgoyf. I can take one hit of 3 here. They are really waiting on that Barrowgoyf, huh? All right, well, I have more lands in play, so I can surveil now. I don't really want another Solitude right now. Like, I do, but I don't. It's kind of complicated. That'll make a Emperor off the top pretty good. Okay, yeah, do not need more removal. Got it. I'm kind of seeing arguments to play White Orchid now. If they go like Bowmaster, if you go like end step Bowmaster and they have a Kaito, we're like kind of cooked. But if we have a White Orchid, then like we can actually kind of come back from it. I think I should, just because like there's so few cards other than Kaito that I'm afraid of. So like if I need a if Kaito is a reason for me to make a play, I probably should make it. In that respect, I was maybe supposed to plow the Goyf before they untapped as well. Once I have like this much removal, and I'm not really worried about anything that bad happening. Like I don't have to worry about like a Barrowgoyf plus force to protect it. Nice. This path is free now. Oh. Is this Kaito? It is. Wow, I did lose life this turn. I fetched. Brutal. Normally, I would get a Stone Forge in this situation. I might just get another Bowmasters, honestly. Just for the mana efficiency to get this Kaito out of play as soon as possible. Yeah. Because now the Kaito kind of has to plus to not die this turn, or to not die on my following turn. And then they've kind of given up on a card worth of value, at least. That's assuming that they, like, you know, can get my other stuff off the board anyway. I wonder if I'm even supposed to chump block here with the recruiter. Potentially denies them a card. The recruiter in play is like, it's valuable, but it's not that valuable. Yeah, I think I'm happy to just deny them the card here. Nethergoyf into the graveyard. Clever. What is this? Is this? Oh no, this is Escapes Nethergoyf. Okay. Is there? Do they lose creature? No, they have Bowmaster and Tameo. Got it. Yep. That is very nice. Well, I'll go ahead and attack Kaito here. Give them Planeswalker, I guess. I think I want to plow this now while they don't have Hardcast Force mana up. Maybe I was supposed to do that pre-combat then. Could get an extra point of damage in. Yeah. Let's keep being annoying. It's not like I really have that many cards that Bowmaster's answers. It was really just a safeguard against like me not being able to attack and kill Kaito. My opponent has very smartly identified that like if they just play this Barrogoyf, they're probably gonna lose. So I think they're like really trying to dig for protection for it, which is smart, but they can't wait forever either. Like if I didn't have all this removal, and they only know about removal that I've used, I think. I guess they know about the solid. They know about the solitude. They don't know about the other white card. But like I think that's sort of the point, is that like they can't just spin their wheels for forever, because I'm only gonna draw more removal spells. And stuff like that. I've been playing around Daze the whole game, so I don't know why I'd stop here. So I'm gonna get a formal wear, but I'm not casting it yet. Bummer. Okay. Resolves. The more Thoughtseizes they cast before I put Yorion in my hands, the better I feel about that, at least. So take 4 more. Yeah. My opponent is really taking their time in multiple senses. Barra or Murktide? I did not know any blue blacklist played that. Okay. That one's new to me. Pretty good card to pitch to Solitude, honestly, if we need to. Yo, what up, Rain? Thanks for the 6-month resub. Hell yeah. How's it going, dude? This is a Murktide. They could have made it a lot bigger than that. Do they have another Murktide? No, there's the Baraglyph. Okay. All right, we'll path the Murktide. Maybe I'm supposed to path Baraglyph. Baraglyph I can chump block though with the Containment Priest if I like really need to. Just want to get a land here to play around Days. Bummer. Is it worth playing around Days here? Because I can pitch the Containment Priest. It just means that I don't really have anything for the next threat they cast, other than... I think the downside of them having Days when, like, I have literally not played into it the whole game, and this is the first Brainstorm they've cast, it's the first opportunity they've ever had to, like, get rid of one. It's tough. I think I just have to play around it. Can jump with the Bowmaster token for a turn. Yeah. What is this? Oh, it's Kaito. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Like them being tapped out is pretty critical there too. There we go. It's the first time I've ever had Yorion able to block a Kaito potentially. They bind Wasteland, catch the other card on top. This is a call for a Surveil again. Yep, I'll any more removal. I'll take it. I am going to... How am I attacking here? Because all at Kaito is the safest, but it's a little ridiculous. If I attack just Yorion Kaito, that would be bad. So they've already cast Go for the throw. I don't remember how many Brazen Borrowers are in the average blue-black list. If I attack with just the ground creatures, then a Bowmaster blocks them both. But yeah, that at least gets some damage in. I don't see a particularly good reason to hold the Bowmasters. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like if they have a Bowmaster, the Bowmaster is dead anyway, right? So it's fine. They had nothing. Molten Collapse on the Orion. Yep. Okay. Now we're cooking. I'm one land away from casting Cauldra, but I kind of just want Phantom Blade so that they just never have a creature in play for like super forever. I just feel like that's the axis that I'm clearly winning on. So, yeah. This is where I would love to have a second Formal Wear in my deck, but alas. Like how many? They've played 2 Nethergoyfs, 1 Barrowgoyf, 1 Murktide, both Kaitos, 2 Bowmasters. The first got Thoughtseized a while back. All right, deck. I don't need that many. Got to be a little careful with my life total here, but okay, that's another good one. See, I just draw a removal spell for like every draw step, and how do these decks win? Now for the very necessary Cauldron. Yep, there we go. Cutting Cauldron's toe is very understandable. The main reasons I don't are that it's actually pretty good against blocking against blue black because of all the goifs. And I also think it's important to have it as a way to pressure Tamio and Kaito. I cut it in almost all other like fair days matchups though. I just think blue black actually has enough going for it. I also have more cards to cut because like I have Cabal therapies in the main that I don't really want here. Weird hands, but I'll try it. Sometimes it's just hard to disagree with turn 1 Vial into a Wasteland. Oh. Got it. I guess just trying to get it out there before I have Bowmaster mana up. Ooh. Yeah, why not? I'll take this drop on my way out. Whatever. Just in case they have... Seems like a deck that might have Witherbloom Command in it. Later. Sick. All right. Assuming that it is like bug beans or something like that, I am going to... What is my boarding usually like? Because usually I'm cutting Thalias. I don't have to do that here. I think I'm just going to do that. Try that, see how it goes. Yeah. Kind of like bug beans, but with 0 beans. Interesting. I'll take this. 80 card deck, by the way. All right, there's the bean. White source is great for this turn 3 Skyclave to potentially answer the Beanstalk. Let's see what they got going on over there. Interesting. They have Island in their hands. I'm pretty sure I'm either taking the Up the Beanstalk or the Witherbloom command. I'm leaning towards the Beanstalk because as much as I would love to have this Aether Vial around, I also really kind of just don't want to have to deal with a second Beanstalk when I'm about to answer the first. But if I'm gonna power through 2 Beanstalks, it's gonna be off of the Aether Vial, so I'm not 100% sure about this one. Command, yeah, it does. Yeah, they will probably have to cycle Lorient for land at some point. Yeah, it's just gonna suck if like they get a force in their top 2 cards. But I guess we can deal with that when we get there. Vial is pretty fucked up. Okay. If only we had Caracas in play there. There are truly so many options. I wish I had like one more 2-drop here because then I could like triple spell. That would probably be a good enough reason to not just Skyclave here. But I think I just have to Skyclave one of. Do I use Skyclave the Tameo here, honestly? Because next turn I can recruit for a Lauren, and then that's the way I just beat the Beanstalks. I guess I guess in that case I wouldn't Skyclave the Tameo. I'd probably just bounce it in Thoughtseize here. Huh. This one's tricky. We're saving this for a what's the play later. Man. I think. Okay, I'm gonna cast the Skyclave. Let's see if it resolves. Okay. I think I have to go for a Beanstalk and hope they don't. I guess if they flip a Tameo again, we can just recruit for recruit for whatever if we really need to. I'm going to violin White Orchid Phantom in their upkeep. I'm going to hit their tropical islands because I think they're much more likely to have a basic swamp than they are to have a basic forest. Do this in the upkeep because the land comes into play tapped. So, Cyclorian, yep, you got it. Yep, basic swamp confirmed. I'd really like to draw a land next turn so I can go Thoughtseize Recruiter 3-drop. Is this another... Ugh. Gross. We mill Sash, Plow, Mesa. Okay. They got a Misty. Okay. Well, at least that confirms they definitely don't have Force blue card here, so that's pretty nice. But I really wanted that Vial for my next turn. Okay, I would really like to draw a land here for multiple reasons. Okay, I guess if I have to. I always need to be more specific because I always draw the third Caracas or the second Surveil land or the not second White Source. Okay. Endurance Bowmaster and Misty are in their hand, plus one other card. So I can do 2 of Thoughtseize, Caracas, Recruiter. I'm pretty sure that I want to Caracas, but having to Lotus Petal one, like, kind of sucks a lot. So I think I am going to go for Bounce Thoughtseize. Okay, the Tameo is still the card that matters the most here. I really don't care about the Endurance or the Bowmasters. Yeah, cool. The main reason to get rid of the Tameo, even with the Caracas up, is just to not die to, like, Brainstorm off the top or whatever. Because if they go Tameo into Brainstorm and then have the Endurance and the Bowmaster to block all my creatures, then it is pretty horrible. So right, I can't attack with anything. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get. It's either Lorne or Stoneforge. The reason to get Stoneforge is because Bug Beans just like I can't stress enough the extent to which Bug Beans cannot beat the card pre-war formal wear. But I think I should get the other Beanstalk off the board. Because it's also really hard for them to really make that much progress without beanstalks. Yeah, this is fine. Oh boy. Is that Lorien revealed? It sure is. Yuck. It's a lot of cards. All right, that's something. All right, cool. I'll take that. They didn't have Force of Will. I am happy. Interesting. Sure. All right, let's get this out of the way. Force of negation. Okay. That's how it's going to be, huh? Hitting the Lauren? Yeah, sure. All right, now it's Stoneforge time. Sure. All right, here's like 2.5 cards you can't beat. What is in their hand, though? Like, what is in their hand that they're not casting? I don't really understand. This looks like a murderous cut. Yep. Two murderous cuts. Okay. Have they cast a single brainstorm with a fetch land out? Like, actually. So you just have, yeah, I mean, assuming this means they have another Bowmaster. Is this hardcast force? I guess they also have endurance. They could endurance this. I didn't think about that. All right, hardcast force. You got it. Yeah, the Beans decks just can't win. I guess they might have brainstormed this endurance away at this point, actually. I should remember that. Come on, waste my Caracas. You know you want to. I should probably start attacking with this White Orchid Phantom. You answered every single threat and then not. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I've done that a couple. That's fun. Okay. Heard. Another force. Yep. So you okay? They do have the endurance. Sure. The endurance themselves. Okay, got it. That's why they didn't want to use the endurance on me, because they had to endurance themselves. Okay. Yeah, I remember there's a match I had against Four Color Beans where I literally, like, he had 1/4 that I thought seized and then ripped, and then like 3 arrows, and I plowed them all, and then that was it. All right, I can't block here. But yeah, those decks were so weak to plow. It's like kind of funny. Okay, that's something. That's something. I'm gonna try to solitude their endurance and their upkeep, I think. All right, they got me. They played that well. I don't think I want to change anything. we're gonna keep it. Interesting. I mean, Vile's fucked up. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. They're mulling to 6. They're mulling to 5. Holy shit. Brainstorms. Who needs Brainstorm to win? My more serious answer is that I do like a Brainstorm every now and then. But I actually was talking about this on the Legacy Small Talk podcast recently. Is that like if I'm casting Brainstorm, the output really has to be like my opponent is dead. So I don't really, hell yeah, I don't really have the capacity to play like fair Brainstorm decks. Do I Wasteland here? They are in a mold of 5. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Pressures them their mana a little bit into this Stoneforge that I'm about to vial into. I was gonna say you're gonna. I mean, you can if you really want to, you can kill it now. Um, I'm just gonna get a formal wear. Is this Edict? Yeah. Oh, this is good. This is good. Two Wastelands, huh? Paragoyf? What a joke. Yeah, I think this one might be over. Let's just get a Skyclave for that. Yep, they're over it. Sick. Yep, we get to Thoughtseize them then and put in Cauldra, attack them for 6, and then we're attacking them for 11. And our vials on 5, and we put Yorion in our hands. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Pretty rough couple of turns coming up for them. I guess we might not put Yorion in our hand if they use both of their Wastelands on us. How's it going, Foil Legacy Club? I know you're still waving the beans flag high. I'm on the draw. It's a pretty good hand. They're also playing a modern league, huh? Does that mean I'm getting oops? They're mulling to 5. I might be getting oops. We'll see. Mulling to 4. Chat. It's also a 61 card deck. Yep. Taste it. Oh boy. Okay. I think I want to take the Lotus Petal. It's pretty similar to the Agadeem's Awakening, except I can Flicker Wisp the Agadeem's Awakening if it gets to that point. Yeah. For real though, Adam. That's exactly how I feel every time. Yeah. Eat it. Taste it. All right. Let's see if we win another game. Let's get rid of those. Something like that. Probably rather have Skyclave than Emperor. Some of these are a little tough because like Emperor doesn't really matter against Oops, even though they're a graveyard deck, because they never pass the turn to you with relevant things in their graveyard. That basically never happens. So yeah, we'll try this. Tyler B, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Welcome everybody. Playing Legacy Death and Taxes. That's all I do. It's my entire life is playing this deck. Yeah, if you seasoned Emperor, it can kind of work, but usually I'm hoping to curve into a more relevant card than Emperor. I mean, I have 4 total cards that would even reasonably be better than this. So let's just hope that they happen to have a weird hand that has to make 2 land drops. Or is like casting a Thoughtseize and then going for it next turn. All right, there are 3 Narcomoeba builds. I'll let them bring them out. All I care about really is how many Narcomoebas are there and how many Poxwalkers are there. And rarely does that really change anything about what I'm doing, but I just like to know. 1 bridge, 1 dread return. Sometimes there's builds that will board into 2 dread returns, but I don't think they do that against D&T really. Yeah, 1 Poxwalkers. Memories Journey, 1. Yeah, it's all standard stuff. Did not see Belcher, notably. I should have looked at that harder, but I'm like 99% sure I did not see Belcher. I'm not sure I saw any sideboard plan, actually. That's weird. I would love to play first. Can I find a cage or a deafening silence? I can. I found a cage. Let's go. They're mulling to 5. It's crazy. It's crazy how much leverage I've gotten out of Cage over the past like 15 months. I used to own one foil copy for like the longest time. I now own 3 and keep using them. It's absurd. Okay, I can beat that. We are pretty well insulated against a 3-1. I mentioned like right at the start of the stream. Does everything like sound pretty normal? The music's coming through okay. I upgraded to Windows 11 like a day or two ago, and the settings on my mixer were like all messed up, and I had to fix it. And I think I did it right, but I'm not 100% sure. Just getting aggroed. Got it. It's a little quiet. Okay, I can turn it up a little bit. I don't want it to be too loud, but all right, I turned it up like 5 dB. What's this clock looking like? Probably a clock that's going to be fine next turn anyway. I guess I should just hang back and block, because like, what are they doing off of 2 cards anyway? Into my cage. Yeah, I'll wait 1 turn. Still gonna put in Cauldra like in combat or on my end step, obviously. Just like, I think there's value in only taking 3 every turn instead of like 6 this turn. All right, cool. Especially because now this means I take 3 this turn and then nothing for forever. So I don't want that. Don't really want that either. I will just cast Witch Enchanter as a 2/2. So 6. Gonna be 8 next turn. I guess the risk of just casting Witch Enchanter is that they could like put a Belcher into play now. But I guess, like, again, I didn't see Belcher last time, so. Some of these players only have Belcher on the draw. I guess that sort of makes sense. I'm used to Oops just like always bringing in Belcher, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, I'm gonna start a play point giveaway. I keep forgetting to do that. Thanks to our friends over at Daybreak Games, I have some codes that you can redeem for Magic the Gathering online play points. Please only enter if you yourself can use them or have a friend who can. In a moment, I need suggestions for what the giveaway code's going to be because I'm not feeling very creative right now. I guess I haven't done one since the ban, so I'm just going to do a giveaway. The code is no changes, no capitalizations. Just type no changes into chat if you would like to enter the giveaway for 120 play points. I'm going to throw something up on screen real quick. There you go. And I will be pulling the winner of this giveaway at the end of round 4. I just noticed still, I don't know if Trial, if you're still around, but I just saw your you redeeming Board and Yorion last stream in my activity feed, and I think I am going to symbolically, like, I usually don't worry about. There's like this thing in Twitch where if someone redeems channel points, you can like mark that they've been redeemed or that you've fulfilled what the request is for. I usually ignore it because like I just do it in the moment and then we're done. But I'm going to symbolically mark that as actually fulfilled for you, especially so that you can't come around and say that I didn't do it. I have to figure out where to do that though, because I mostly only know how to do that from the admin panel of like streams that I'm a moderator on. Let me see. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, I knew that was the second time. Yeah, I do remember it. Where the hell is it? All right, I can't. I gotta find it somewhere, but I won't worry about it right now. Oh, we are playing against Nadu Cradle again. We played them last stream and won. I think we lost game 1, won game 2 and 3. This is a pretty good start though. Thoughtseize into Bowmasters. It's a pretty good Bowmasters deck for like a non-blue combo matchup because so many of their cards are X1s. It's much better on the play than it is on the draw, and I keep being on the draw against them, but such is life. It is cool that there's like a Birds of Paradise deck in the format right though. I think that's neat. Get the fuck out of here, Safekeeper. Whoops. Keeps a card on top. Suspicious, suspicious. Bird. Hierarch, okay, okay. I'm gonna see if there's a Nadu in that hand. No, it's a Nomads. Interesting. That's definitely worth sacking this for. Larson's me about the showcase. I did not see it, no. Sure, whatever. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to just like chump block with the Bowmaster here. I guess I can probably do that next turn because I'm going to use my mana on Recruiter on this turn. Playing Nadu Elves to dodge Graveyard Hate, pairing into DOT with mid Graveyard Hate, and then mid Graveyard being yeah, yep. Yep, there's a lot of containment priests out there for us right now. That is for sure. I think I'm just gonna get a Solitude here. Although Containment Priest is pretty tempting too. Natural Order, Green Sun Zenith, and the like. Yeah, because then next turn I get to cast. I guess maybe I should get Solitude this turn, and then next turn I can recruit for Containment Priest, and that's using like my full 5 mana. Yeah, okay. Oops. I guess I should attack to the Recruiter too. Oh well. Okay, I will go ahead and activate this now then. I'm just gonna get this Hierarch out of the way for exalted reasons. All right, what do you hit? Forest. You got it. I didn't think... Huh, interesting. I thought these lists were pretty solidly on just one forest, but I guess not. I assume there's going to be Dryad Arbor, yeah. I am leaving myself open to natural order off the top. Hopefully that just like doesn't happen because that would be really lame, but we'll see. Green Sun Zenith off the top isn't even like that big of an issue. Like 1 to 2 flex on lands. Yeah, that makes sense. DC'd, so give him a minute. Do I want to attack with Solitude here? No. Well, maybe. Yeah, because if I Yori on next turn, I'm just going to get Solitudes off the recruiters anyway, so. So if he trades here, I think I'm honestly fine with gaining the life and just taking material off the board. Oh, Quarter Calling. Well, I already had this for that, so. Cool. Let's bring in most of these, I think. Cut the White Orchids. Cabal Therapies are really only good on the play and only barely. Probably something like this. Emperor isn't that great either. I would be more keen to keep White Orchid Phantom if they were on if they were only on 1 forest. But on 2 forests, it takes a long time before those White Orchid Phantoms start being Stone Rains. I will not be boarding in a Yorion and cutting a Wisp. I'm sorry, Chylith. You have to pay 100,000 channel points for that one. Another hand that I'd really like to have on the play, but it's quite good. It's mulling to 5. Jeez. All right. I'm getting a little lucky on my opponent's mulling today. Not that I'm, it happens. Ooh. That is going to be good. When you think Child would just take a second. That would be a fun cat and mouse game if Child, you've been I'm kind of ruining the game already just by talking about it, but like maybe it's gonna take long enough, maybe you'll forget. You like to tell me when you're close to redeeming. So I can imagine this cat and mouse game where like I'm playing a second Yorion, prepping for the fact that you could redeem it, but then you wait to redeem it until I give up. You know, I could see a little fun dynamic happening there. I'm just getting rid of this. Oops. keeps a card on top. I wonder if it's Nadu. Well, I am going to Stoneforge for a Phantom Blade here. Give me a little bit against Nadu. Definitely feeling a little strapped on. Ooh, Korean Ranger. Oh, Korean Ranger bounce hedge maze. Got it. Yep. Another card kept on top. I'm gonna fetch here. I meant to get a plains there, but not gonna matter a ton. That is a very nice card to see. What am I doing here? I kind of just want to Phantom Blade the Ranger. It's basically giving them a like it's giving them a lot of value when I don't have like that much of a clock in play yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I have plenty of other interaction I can leave up. The Solitude certainly helps. Put on the Orc Army. All right, cool. Well, that match was a little fast. I'm gonna give it like a couple more minutes. It's currently 10:31. Whoa. Can I see my clock? Hello? What is going on? I just want to see the clock. What is... Hello? I don't know how Windows 11 works. Anyway, it's showing 10:31. I was hoping to just like click it and see the like clock by the second. Anyway, I will be pulling the winner at 10:33. So you have a minute and some amount of change, but I can't tell you how much. If you want to get in for the leg giveaway, type no changes into chat. Just no changes, nothing else. And then we'll play our trophy match. Yeah. Might get 2 trophies in a row. We'll see. I'm not jinxing it. We'll just see. I'm not... Who knows what's going to happen? Man, I would... It was so much more fun doing the countdown when I could actually, you know, see how many seconds were left. I'm sure I can. I just, like... I don't know how to operate Windows 11 yet. No. I'm getting doxxed right now. Okay, cool. All right, giveaway time. The winner is Marceline VR. I will be DMing you on Twitch momentarily with the code. Congratulations. All right. Where's DMs? Mars. Oops. All right, I have DM'd you the code on Twitch, and we are going into our trophy match. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. My opponent's got, I think it's a Pauper Avatar, if I remember right. Interesting hand. I'll try it. It's pretty rough, but oh, what kind of ancient team deck are you? Apparently, you're trying to decide. Interesting. Can I get a playoff top? Playoff top would be cool. No. All right, I gotta surveil here. Well, right on time. I can at least go like plow wasteland next turn potentially. Still don't know if it's like Forge versus Eldrazi. We'll see. Okay, it's Forge. Oh my god. It's very cool. I love this. This is very fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Am I just locked? I think the answer is basically yes. I guess not quite yet. Like they kill my land, but I still get to play a 2-drop. All right, got it. Great cards. Lots of fun. Something like this. Probably want some paths over some plows, at least one. It's usually a pretty bad formal wear matchup, pretty bad emperor matchup. Oh, sorry, you're too late. I already drew. I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's go for that. Ooh, I think I kind of have to go for a blind therapy with this hand. What do I name? I think it's worth keeping. This hand's a little rough around the edges, but I think it has enough going on. They're mulling to 6. I feel like I've had a lot of recent points where like I don't take Grim Monolith and then things go really badly for me. So I wonder if I'm supposed to supposed to name Grim Monolith specifically for the turn ones. Because if they have something like a One Ring, I can get that with or like a Karn, then I can get that with the Bowmaster on the following turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Grim Monolith. Nice. We hit it. Hell yeah. They were going to turn one ring us, too. I think I'm taking the... Yeah, I gotta take the One Ring. There's just no way that I don't. One Ring, they drew a Pithing Needle, okay. Okay, so they could Kozilek's Command this if they want to. They do want to. Annoying. Don't really want to draw any more lands right now. I think I'm just going to get a White Orchid Phantom here, but we'll see. Because I think I have to start Stone Raining. The other option, I think, is Skyclave. Like, if they... Did they keep with... They did keep one on top with the K command. So I think I have to assume that they're getting to 4 mana and could cast a 4-drop this turn, which means that I should probably have a Skyclave for that. Yeah, I think Skyclave is safe. It's just... It's tough because, like... Answering their stuff one for one isn't exactly what we want to be doing, but sometimes it's just as, okay, well, never mind. Easy game. Forget everything I said. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that answering their stuff one for one in this matchup, it can be tough because, you know, they get a One Ring going and it doesn't really matter how many cards you've answered up until that point. But I also think with them potentially about to cast a 4-drop, that's just the path I had to take. If this hand had an untapped land on turn 1, I might keep this 1-lander, but as is, it's nowhere close. This hand is quite good. I'm either getting rid of the Bowmasters or the Skyclave. And I think I'm getting rid of the Bowmasters, because I think this is a good curve of Thoughtseize into White Orchid into Skyclave. And again, Bowmasters pinging my opponent, drawing 7 turns off the One Ring implies that I'm going to get a turn to hit them, and I will not. That is not how this matchup really works. Okay, so they probably have an Urza's Tower, Planar Nexus. They do have a Planar Nexus, and they're about to cast a Mystic Forge. Well, now they're not. So they could go Nexus into Petal into Kozilek's Command for 3 if they wanted to. I am going to get rid of the Nexus. Um, this is where they probably command for 2, just while they have the mana. Not sure whether they make spawns or kill my thing. They kill my thing. Okay. I guess that makes sense. They have a bunch of land drops to make still. They went 2 to the bottom. Okay. Key and Tomb and Petal and another Petal. So we only know there's only one card we don't know about right now. I would love to keep that. Okay, that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, I guess we have the Urza Saga for it, but I would rather be using my Disruptor Flute on something like Karn or the One Ring as opposed to Urza Saga. But if this game goes long enough, we might be able to reset it. So yeah, Wrath of the Skies would be pretty hot. I would have loved a Wrath for 0 right here. I would probably Wrath for 1 and not hold up the flute, but it's a little tempting to just Wrath for 0 and hold up flute. All right, there's that. Taps for 3 mana, Jesus. Sure does. All right, what do you want to do with this? You can't lattice me. Mystic Forge. Okay, that makes sense. You only have 1 mana to cast stuff right now. Nope. Another flute would be really good, honestly. Okay, well, there's Wrath of the Skies. I guess it's kind of a turn too late. I guess I'm just gonna attack Karn down to 1, so at least Karn can't down tick, and then I Skyclave the Mystic Forge. Actually, I was probably supposed to attack first. Because if their last card in hand is like Dismember and they make it so that their Karn can down tick and then take the Mystic Forge back, that would be a little bad. Oh, they lost a mana off their Urza's Workshop, potentially. Okay. It's your last card, Ugin. No. What's going on here? Oh, it's Kozilek's Command. That's what it is. They're not making mana this turn, though. I kind of expected them to just go over, draw, make 7, spawn. Giuliano, 3 Lagos. Thank you so much for the follow. How's it going? Because this also puts them, like, pretty close to dead. The 7 spawn line plays into Wrath, but, like, sort of the point of the 7 spawn line is that, like, they only need 1 card in the top 7 to be like a One Ring or a Mystic Forge or even another Karn for that to be like totally fine, right? Because they just cast it and then start going off. They kept all 7 cards on top. That's wild. That is not really what I wanted to see, unfortunately. I'm not sure about the flute as a creature. I assumed it meant they had Dismember in their hands, but they don't. So so I'm pretty sure I want to go. All right, I'm going to combat. I'm just going to send the flute at Karn, I guess. I don't think it really matters what I'm attacking with. And then I Wrath for 0. Wrath for 0 kills my Orc army, but it also gets rid of the key, the pedal, and the Mox Opal, which then turns off the workshop. But I can do that and put Yorion in my hand so that I can potentially reset the flute next turn if I have to. I think this Wrath for 0 makes sense. Yeah. I think I would do it for 1 if I could. But I just kind of can't. So I think just taking 2 mana away from them when they're at 6, it's like quite low. And I just have to hope that the top of their deck is probably like the One Ring or whatever. But like, what am I gonna do about that, right? At least I'm making them spend 4 life to like cast ends to cast a One Ring or whatever, and untap it. Mystic Forge is a rough card to be casting at 2 life. There's the other petals. Okay, that's a lot of mana. That's a lot of mana. But they're at 1. I think of a total of 6 mana. Okay, the second Mystic Forge doesn't do anything. Hell yeah. That's 2 trophies in a row, gang. Hell yeah. Yeah, I feel like topping 7 just couldn't have been right there. I don't know. Yeah, like topping a lot of cards with Forge makes sense, but like the second Forge was card like 5, I think. I'm not sure. I think some of those were supposed to go on the bottom. I don't know about that one. Well, I guess it was petal, petal, monolith, monolith. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure, or I guess it would have been Forge. The top 7 were Forge, petal, petal, monolith, monolith, and then another Forge. So the second Forge was card 6, right? Yeah, I don't know. Pretty sure that's wrong. No, it was card 7 because they did exile one with the Forge, which means that that card at a minimum should have been on the bottom if they were going to forge through it anyway. Right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to try to get into the head of a forge player. That's not for me. They've been to Fleshraker? Okay. That's weird. I mean, if they put a Fleshraker on top, they knew what I was going to be doing, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, not going to think about it too long. We got another trophy. That's sick. That's 2 trophies in a row. Makes me feel good heading into my tournament this weekend, which I mentioned in our stream before. But if you haven't heard, if you're in the area, I imagine this applies to almost nobody. I will be going to New York City for the 90s MTG Open this Sunday. If you're a viewer, say hi. I will hopefully be recognizable in some fashion. I'll be wearing a mask, which probably won't help, but yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there playing D&T, playing a list very similar to this one. The only difference is I'm not sure that I'll be playing main deck Containment Priest. That's the only real difference. Like I know I'll be wearing a KN94. That's what I'll be wearing. Yeah, feeling great. I will post this. Also, if you like this list, the one that I'm bringing specifically that does not currently have main deck Containment Priests, my flex slot sideboard guide for this list I just updated tonight. I might do a little bit of tweaking. I got to make sure that I have all the necessary matchups up there. But if you want to get access to that, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Type !SB guide for a link to that if you're interested at all. But yeah, I won't be streaming on Sunday because I will be, during my stream time, I will be traveling home from the tournament. But I will be back next Thursday. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for hanging out. If you're new, I stream every Thursday and Sunday starting around 8:30 to 9 Eastern. Always some form of D&T. Thank you, Ouija, for the follow. Hell yeah. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I am guessing that our friend Harain is streaming and we can go raid him. He sure is. Hell yeah. All right, we are raiding Harain. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Yeah. Cast more Aether Vial. It's good for you. Until next time, I will see all of you gamers